Hi, Brad Miller, Centre Golf. Today I'm going to do a short video for you about a chipping system which will hopefully simplify your decision making when you're out on the golf course. The way I'm going to do this is we're going to put the chipping into three categories. We're going to have a shot which flies 75% of the way to the hole and runs 25%. We're going to have a shot which we have in the air 50% of the way and runs 50%. And then we're going to have a shot which is 25% in the air and has 75% roll. These different shots you will use in different situations on the golf course, but I always think if you've got a baseline to come back to, you've got a much better chance of making the right decision and getting yourself in a positive frame of mind for each shot you're playing. Okay, so the first shot we're going to look at is the 75% shot. When it's 75% in the air, when it hits the green, it's only going to run out a relatively short way, and it's for when you're going to pop it over bunkers, etc. And you want it in the air, but you don't want a lot of roll when it hits the green. To do this, I'm going to use a lob wedge here, but you could use your lob wedge or your sand iron. And I'm going to try and work it where narrow stance, weight a little forward. Remember, don't overly lean the shaft. And then we're just going to hinge and hold and try and pop this one up onto the green with very, very little roll once it hits there. So that's more of our up and down shot. Secondly, we're going to work on a shot which we go 50-50. Now, it might not be for this exact situation, but we're going to work it today. That we're going to now fly the ball 50% of the way, and then we're going to let it roll 50% of the way. For that shot, I'm going to use a pitching wedge. We've got less loft on this. Again, I'm going to play it very, very similar, and the fact that I've just changed my golf club will help me change the trajectory of the shot. You can see that one went a lot lower, landed a little bit faster on the floor, we got a little bit more run, and that's one where you're going to fly halfway, run halfway. Now thirdly, we're going to play a shot which now we only run 25% of the way. This is one when you've got nothing in your way, you've got nice ground, you might want to keep it close to the floor. But now we're going to use your 8 iron for this shot. So we've got 3 different shots and we've got 3 different golf clubs. This 8 iron shot, I'm going to now make sure to get in a little closer to it. There's a little bit more less wrists in this one. But again, that one hits the ground a lot quicker. And again, you see that roll out towards the hole, but it's predominantly on the ground, that shot. So these 3 shots that we've just played there, I want you to really concentrate on making sure we perfect them. You have your 3 different golf clubs for your 3 different percentages. If you do that, I'm sure every single time you get on a shot on the golf course, you can hone back into what you've done there, and it'll give you a very good starting point for what club to use and how to play the shot. Carrying on from our earlier introduction, talking about the shots with the percentages of carry and roll, we're now looking at a situation here where we've got a bunker to go over, but we've got quite a lot of green to work with. Now, normally people would automatically grab the most loft they've got out of the bag because they want to hit the ball and make sure they get it over the bunker. But sometimes that's a higher tariff shot to play, and we can play an easier shot when we've got green to work with, and we can let the ball roll the majority of its length. So in this shot now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this one with the pitching wedge instead of the sand iron, even though we've got to go over a bunker. And we're going to pitch it, and we're going to play the 50% in the air shot, 50% roll shot, and see if we can play it a little bit easier than maybe hitting a higher one in, which would have to check. And you can see that travels half the way, rolls half the way, and a lot of the time is an easier shot than trying to fly it if you don't have to. In this situation we're facing here, we've got a bunker cutting into a pin where there's not a lot of green to work with. For this shot, we've got to get the ball in the air, we've got to make it when it lands, it doesn't roll a lot. So now we're looking at our 75% in the air shot, 25% on the ground shot. For this shot, remember, we're going to use a bit of loft, we're going to use your sand iron or your lob wedge, and we've got to make sure when we play this shot, obviously we're clearing the bunker, but the ball doesn't go too far. So when I'm playing this now, I'm going to work into a slightly narrow stance, weight forward, making sure the shaft doesn't lean too far forward so we don't shaft drive too much, and then commit to the shot that we practice, 75 in the air, 25 on the floor, and see if we can knock it in quite close. You can see on that one there that it flies the majority of the way. When it hits the floor, there's not a lot of roll on it. That's the shot you'd have to play in a situation like this. Now we've got a situation here where we've got quite a way to the flag, but we've got nothing in our way and we've got loads of green to work with. Now in this situation we could play sand iron and lob wedge, and a lot of people do, but it's very much a more high tariff shot than if we can get the ball on the green and rolling as quick as we can. We don't want to land it short of the green. We wouldn't be exactly okay with how it was going to bounce and how it's going to react. But if we can get this one landed on the front of the green and rolling out, it's a nice easy way of playing the shot, and it's the one which I think you should be picking for this type of situation. Now for this we go back into our skill set, which makes sure we work on our 25% in the air, 75% roll, which means we change our golf club and go more into our A-time for this one than a more lofted club. So we're going to work into narrow stance again, get a little bit closer to the ball. Again, don't overly lean the shaft forward, but make sure your weight's left. And we're going to play this shot with a little bit less wrists. When you haven't got as much loft on the golf club, I think it's much easier to play than if you take the wrists out the shot on this one. The idea of this one now is to try and land it on the front of the green, not short on the green, but about a yard on, and let it skip out. So it's roughly 25% in the air, and let it roll out to 75% up to the green. Let the ducks get out the way. And you can see on that one there, we've landed it just on our spot, just on the green. It's gone 25% in the air. We've carried over all the undulations that we don't want to hit. And then once we've hit the green, it's rolled out, and it's a very safe shot. And it's one that I think you'll get a lot of success with. Thanks very much for watching.